Have you ever wondered what happens in national parks after the sun goes down? Those breathtaking forests and endless trails and peaceful lakes you see in the daytime transform into something completely different at night. Shadows move on their own. Whispers echo between the trees. Campers vanish without explanation. And what's left behind are stories that will chill your blood. Today we're diving deep into the dark side of nature. These are the most haunted national parks in America. Let's begin with Yellowstone National Park, the crown jewel of America's wilderness, but also a place with a very dark history. Beneath its steaming geysers and rainbow-colored hot springs lies one of the largest active supervolcanoes in the world. Scientists say it could wipe out half the continent if it ever erupted. But that's not the only thing hiding under Yellowstone. Rangers have reported ghostly figures wandering near the Old Faithful Inn, especially on stormy nights. One of the most famous sightings is a headless bride in a long white gown who appears in the upper floors, believed to be the spirit of a woman who was murdered on her honeymoon over a century ago. Guests have heard doors slamming, chandeliers shaking, and pianos playing in empty rooms. Even staff refuse to go alone to the top floor after dark. Now let's move to Yosemite National Park, a place of jaw-dropping beauty where waterfalls thunder and granite cliffs touch the sky. But legends say it's also home to ancient spirits known to the native Miwok tribes as Evil Wind. They warned early settlers about spirits that live in the canyons, dragging those who wander too far into the forest, never to return. The most haunted area is said to be around Curry Village, where countless hikers have reported eerie laughter in the distance, and sudden cold gusts of air even on the hottest summer nights. Some say they've seen a glowing figure standing at the edge of cliffs like Glacier Point, and then just vanish into thin air. If that didn't send shivers down your spine, wait until you hear about Grand Canyon National Park. Millions visit every year to admire the view, but few know that the canyon holds an ancient curse. The Hopi and Havasupai tribes consider the canyon a sacred portal to the afterlife, a place where spirits travel between worlds. Hikers often report seeing shadowy figures watching them from the cliffs or hearing phantom drums echoing in the night. One popular story tells of the Wailing Woman of Marble Canyon, a ghostly figure dressed in white who jumps from the ledge and disappears before she hits the ground. Rangers say her cries can be heard echoing through the canyon on windy nights, and those who follow the sound often lose their way, sometimes permanently. Next, we head north to Glacier National Park in Montana, known for its frozen peaks and crystal lakes. But according to old rangers, something else lurks in those icy woods. They call it the Weeping Woman of Lake McDonald. Legend says she was a newlywed whose husband drowned while fishing. For decades, visitors have claimed to see her walking along the shore, soaked and shivering, whispering her husband's name. Even stranger, she's often seen by couples right before a storm, as if warning them of tragedy. Some campers who ignored the warnings later went missing or found their tents shredded apart by an unknown force. Moving to the eerie depths of Great Smoky Mountains National Park, where the fog doesn't just hang low, it moves. The Smokies are one of the most visited parks in America, but also one of the most haunted. Locals talk about Spearfinger, a shape-shifting witch from Cherokee legend who disguises herself as an old woman to lure travelers off the trail. Once she gains their trust, she strikes with a finger as sharp as stone. Hikers report strange voices calling their names deep in the woods, and electronics failing without reason. There are even reports of a phantom train that barrels through the mountains at night, whistling through the mist, though no tracks exist anywhere near the sound. Now, if you ever visit Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, think twice before driving Skyline Drive after midnight. This winding mountain road is known for its scenic views by day and bone-chilling encounters by night. Locals tell stories of the vanishing hitchhiker, a young woman seen walking along the road in a white dress, soaked from head to toe. Drivers who stop to offer her a ride say she silently points ahead, then disappears as soon as they look away. Many believe she's the spirit of a woman who died in a car crash on that same road decades ago. Even the park rangers admit strange fogs and flickering lights are a common occurrence there. Let's head west again to Zion National Park in Utah. It's famous for its red cliffs and divine views, but also for its chilling paranormal stories. One of the eeriest involves a small cabin deep in the park, where a family vanished in the 1930s. The only clue left behind was a child's doll, found sitting upright on the front porch. Ever since then, visitors camping nearby have heard children's laughter echoing through the canyons at night, even though no kids are anywhere in sight. The park's rangers have a saying, "Zion never forgets." And then there's Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky, home to the world's longest cave system, stretching over 400 miles underground. It's not just dark, it's alive with the voices of the past. Early explorers, native tribes, miners, and even tuberculosis patients once lived and died inside these caves. The most famous ghost here is Stephen Bishop, a 19th century guide who died exploring the caves he once knew better than anyone. Tourists claim they've seen his lantern flickering deep in the tunnels, leading them down paths that aren't on any map. But here's the twist. Those who follow it never find a guide. Just darkness and whispers. Another park with unsettling secrets is Olympic National Park in Washington State. The endless rainforests, mossy trees, and fog make it one of the most mysterious places in America. Locals talk about hearing chanting deep in the woods, as if ancient rituals are still being performed there. Some say it's connected to missing persons cases, hikers who vanish without a trace, their campsites left untouched. Rangers have found footprints that stop abruptly in the mud, as if the person simply disappeared. And the deeper you go into the Hoh rainforest, the louder the whispers get, until you realize they're coming from every direction. And finally, the haunting tales of Everglades National Park in Florida will make your skin crawl. Beneath the swamps and mangroves, countless lives have been lost, from Native Americans to settlers and modern-day wanderers. The Everglades are said to be haunted by the ghost lights, glowing orbs that float over the water and lead travelers off the trail. Locals call them will-o'-the-wisps. Some believe they're spirits trying to lure the living into the swamp. Others think they're souls trapped between worlds. There are even stories of a ghostly pirate crew sailing through the mist, searching for treasure they buried centuries ago. So, what is it about these parks that makes them so haunted? Maybe it's the isolation, the sheer power of nature, or maybe, just maybe, there's something ancient in those lands that we were never meant to disturb. Whatever it is, these parks hold secrets that science can't explain. Ghosts of lost hikers, restless spirits of forgotten tribes, and echoes of tragedies that refuse to fade. The next time you visit a national park, remember, it's not just the animals watching you. The forest sees. The mountains remember. And sometimes, they whisper back. Because in the heart of nature, where the world goes silent, something else awakens. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you chills, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell. Because next time, we're taking you even deeper into the world's darkest mysteries. Until then, sleep tight, and maybe leave the campfire burning just a little longer.